Okay, looks like we're live. Awesome. Well, good afternoon. Happy campers. It is Monday. Woohoo! 1 o'clock, I think. Yes, 1:02 p.m. Pacific time. And a different time of day today. Just try to change things up a bit. Normally we do these in the morning, but sometimes you gotta flip it a little. So we did. So welcome to day one of our daily lives. And today we're going to dive into the market to message match. It's a great training. I hope you stick around for it. Ask questions and things of that nature. I'm going to bring on my co-host first, though. Yep, there we go. He already put it up there, though. How you doing, man?
Hey, Brian. The production team here has their poop in a group, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm. We sure do. So I actually went over the market to message match training in person on last Saturday.
Yeah.
Among other things, and it was well received. So let's do it again here.
Yeah, and this is the most important conversation that we have during the week. Without this conversation, the other ones are not as effective as they could be. So I'm going to scoot out of the way. Like you said, comment, ask questions. Even if it's the recording, come back and we'll come back and answer those questions. So here you go.
All righty. So why don't we just dive? Well, actually, I'll do a little bit of a background. So first, what is market to message match? What do we mean by that? It's very simple. And it's simply this: your market are the people who you want to consume your message, and your message is what you say in writing, in video, visually, etc. So when your message matches your market perfectly, that's when the marketing magic happens, really. That's when things start to pop. That's when appointments get set. That's when sales are made. And that's when you can get the right attention of the right people when those two match. And so we have a formula that we're going to share with you now on how to create a headline using our market to message match process. So let me go find my slides. They are there. And look at that, market to message match. Hold on, I got to flip this. Boom. You should now be seeing what you should be seeing. Okay, so here we go. First and foremost is to get ultra specific. And the way we do this is we just drill down in a very simple process here. We start with industry. And what I want you to do, if you're listening to this live or in the recording, is I want you to write down an industry that you want to do business in. An industry could be things like healthcare. An industry could be automotive. An industry could be entertainment. An industry could be food service. An industry could be, I don't know, a lot of different things. Okay, so just write it down. Whatever industry you either do business in or would like to do business in, and go through this exercise with us. If you do business in multiple industries, that's fine. But for this exercise, I need you to pick one. Okay, moving on to market segment. So within that industry, whatever it is you just wrote down, I'd like you to pick a segment within that industry. Normally, you have thousands to choose from, depending on what industry or how big of an industry or how broad of an industry you chose, right? So, for example, if you chose entertainment as an industry, right, it's pretty broad. There's a lot of different types of entertainment businesses, right? There's live entertainment, there's recorded entertainment, there's television entertainment, there's dancing and singing and all kinds of different stuff, right? So same thing with any other industry you might have chosen as your business niche or your business focus for this exercise. So pick a market segment, get really specific for this. You can always go through this exercise again and again and again for different campaigns. We do it all the time. I get that we all have products and services that we offer and sell to multiple different people in multiple different market segments, and that's great. But when you're creating a message, you want to speak to someone specifically. And the way to get to that is to follow what this process is. So market segment, pick one and only one, get specific. Next, who within the market segment would you like to have a conversation with? Who would you like to receive or consume your message? I sometimes go about defining my who based on a job title. So sometimes the job title could be the vice president of marketing or the director of human resources or the owner or the CEO or whomever. So, and maybe there are multiple job titles. Depending on how varied your job titles are, you may have different messages for different people within the market segment, right? A message going to the owner of a business may be very different from a message going to the vice president of marketing, depending on the market segment that you're in, because different people have different needs, right? And different things going on in their minds, different challenges. And then we're going to get to that next. So when you pick a person, know that that's the person you're going to be creating a message for. And then finally, to help create your message for that person, I want you to think about and write down some of the things that individual or those individuals desire most, especially as it relates to their work, or something that could be positively affected by their work. And what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes what people desire most may not be something in the office, but it might be something that if they had things set up right in their office, they could get elsewhere. So for example, if someone is working every night and every weekend, and they'd rather not do that, as the owner of a business, maybe there's something you can do in their business that can help them get their weekends back. We have a client that actually does that for certain types of people. So another way that we help craft a message is to write down what are some of the frustrations or pain points that your ideal prospect, your people have, that they would rather not have, something that you hopefully can solve, right? So, or eliminate entirely. So what are those things that frustrate them, especially in the workplace, so that, you become the desired resource, or you have the desired product. So the better you're at this part, at really getting inside what we call the conversation going on in their head, the more effective your marketing will be, the more effective, and the better your message will resonate with those people. And that's very, very important for what I'm going to show you next. So we're going through this very quickly. Here we do a 10-15 minute training. Don't make the mistake, though, of only giving yourself 10 or 15 minutes to go through this. We oftentimes invest days, if not weeks, crafting these messages and going back to this formula and really asking ourselves, is this who we really want to resonate with? Are these the things that they really desire? Are these the things that are really causing them frustrations and problems? And we vet it. We ask people in their space, does this resonate with you? So really, really get this nailed, because the better you're at this, everything else will fall into place. Like that's when your dollars and your time starts to really work for you. It really starts to work for you. I evaluate people's marketing campaigns all the time, because I've been doing this for so long, and 99 times out of 100, if it's not working well, it's because this is not set right. All right, so how does this manifest into something as simple as a headline? Well, this is an example. So here's a headline. This happens to be one of the headlines that we sometimes use on our LinkedIn profiles. I'll read it to you. Guaranteed appointments for business consultants and coaches seeking clients with six-figure budgets. And let me unpack this a bit so that you can understand how this ties back into what we just talked about in the formula. So the first part is we want to immediately, or at least, at somewhere up front in the headline, especially a LinkedIn headline, tell the reader, the viewer, what it is we do. All right. So we do that in the first two words here, guaranteed appointments. So try to get that right out front, because if the person who's seeing this is not interested in that, why invest any more time or effort on your marketing for that person, right? So that's number one. The second thing we do is we mention who they are. We literally mention our market by name, and sometimes we even put job titles in there. But in this case, we mention business consultants and coaches. So we could get even more specific here, and oftentimes we do. If we're doing a campaign, let's say in a particular industry like technology or healthcare or things like that, we'll add that here to even make it more narrowly focused. So we might say for business consultants and coaches in technology or in healthcare or in automotive, right? Because if we're doing a campaign that specific, and we often do, that's going to even speak louder and resonate even better with them. All right, next, what is it that they desire? Seeking clients. Those two words points at that. Our clients is seeking more clients themselves. And so we say that right up front here, and that's a desire. What are they frustrated by? What causes them some pain, if you will? Sitting down with clients or potential clients that have six-figure budgets. And that's why we mention with six-figure budgets. We know this is a frustration in this particular market. And so it's not only something they desire, it's something that frustrates them and causes them some pain if they aren't sitting down in front of prospects that have six-figure budgets. So that's a way to tie that whole formula together. And, it takes time. It looks simple, right? Now that you're reading it, but this particular headline, I think, took us, 2 or 3 days of rehashing it over and over and over again to really get it right. And so don't mistake the simplicity of the words and this headline with the amount of effort that went into creating it, I guess is my point. So tomorrow we're going to go and I'll show you some other examples of headlines and things like that. But before I do, I'll talk about what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Let me exit out of here. And there we go. And bring Ronan on for some end of conversation dialogue.
That's a technical term, a bunch of industry jargon here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny when you were talking, it just got really like crystal clear. What I want when I create a headline is for it to land over there where the other person says to themselves, that guy's talking to me.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it's interesting you say that, Ronan, because if you think about when you engage with an ad, right? Let's say online, like you see something, or even just a simple Facebook post, right? You're scrolling through Facebook or whatever, and you stop because something grabs your attention, right? Visually or with words. There's a reason for that. It's because it's speaking to you. And so that's what you're trying to do with a headline. And is you're trying to get the person who you want to read it stop because you're speaking to them, and you really only want the people who you want to stop, right? You don't want anybody else. I'll clue everybody in here to one of the secrets of marketing, and that is this: marketing's job is not just to, in fact, maybe not even its primary purpose, to attract the right people to you. Its other job is to repel everybody else. So you want to look at it that way. So,
and I'll give you an example of that too. I hate having things in my pockets. I abhor things in my pockets. As little as I can have in my pockets, whether I'm wearing, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. I just don't like things in my pocket. And wallet is with me all the time. So I'm constantly on the hunt for a really, really thin wallet. I don't carry a lot of cash. I'm not one of those people that has all my every single credit card I ever had in my wallet. I don't do that because I use those sparingly. So I found I'm scrolling through Facebook. I see this ad, and it's just, this is like the thinnest wallet I have ever had. And the ad just spoke to me.
Right.
Almost like it was intended just for me. And they're flipping through the wallet and they show how, I do have some cash now. They show and they compare it to another wallet. I'm like, these guys are talking about having the thinnest wallet possible. And that spoke to me. And there I am. And I bought it. It was like in a heartbeat. And now I'm still getting ads for wallets as the algorithm does work. But at the same time, none of them compare to this. I can't tell you. It's almost like I want to go out and spend money just so I can pull out my wallet. You know what I mean? And here's the other crazy part. It's so thin. Sometimes I'm like, oh, shoot, I think I forget it. And I realize I have it because it's so thin. So it was all a function of an ad that spoke directly to me, that group of people that want thin wallets. Done deal.
Right. And that's what everybody's marketing should do.
Yeah. And stop the right person. Listen, they didn't show me every wallet they have. They didn't show me the whole catalog, and they didn't tell me about. They stuck to, this is a thin wallet, and that's what I want. Now they may have other ads with other wallets and stuff like that. This is it for me. So just a great example.
You just brought up another good point. I'll mention here. I know it's a little bit off topic, but not as off topic as I would think. Is this? They just showed you one thing, right? One simple, we call that bait, or we call that almost like a lost lead. Not a lost leader, but it's bait. Okay. I'm sure that company has, I would think, a lot of other products that they offer. Okay. I don't know, but I'm guessing that they sell more than just that one thin wallet that you bought. And what a lot of people make the mistake of is they want to show everything up front. Oh, we got wallets and keychains, and we've got different colors and all this stuff, right? No, don't do that, right? The job of the ad is to get you to stop and click through to get to their website. And then maybe part of their sales process on their website can be designed to say, hey, people that Amazon's great at this, right? When you buy something from Amazon, people that bought this also bought this. Okay.
Right.
But don't do that on your ad, right? You're jumping the gun. And I see this mistake happening all the time where it's like they have like 5 or 6 different things that they're trying to offer in their ad. I'm like, oh, you're speaking to nobody now. It'd be better to run 5 different ads with 5 different projects, one in each one, solving a different problem. So you brought it up. So, but this is very important, because when you're developing your headlines and when you're doing your LinkedIn marketing, which is what we primarily do, it's the same idea. You don't need to be everything to everybody. You're be nothing to nobody. So something like that.
Yeah, I think that's great. So there we go. Now I even got to use my wallet for a whole other purpose.
And show it on live. I don't know, I was gonna say live TV, but whatever. It might as well be.
Yeah. But anyway, tomorrow we're going to do the 3-point power profile.
Yes.
So
yes, and we'll show additional headlines, and we're going to really show you how to dress up your LinkedIn profile so that you're ready to network.
So essentially, you're going to be putting on your Sunday best to go out and network.
Or as Jews, you and I, our Saturday best, Friday night best.
Shabbat outfits. All right. See you all tomorrow.